Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Hades 2. Here is our Arcana for the day. Still not at full grasp, but it's gonna take a bit longer into the run before we get that. We're gonna be going to the overworld. We're gonna take one menace for our testament, and we're gonna be taking the aspect of Moros, one of the strongest weapons in the game, and former world record holder until the aspect of Medea came out on the Ardent Skull.
All right.
I must admit, young lady, I had my doubts about you coming all this way to lend your aid. We ought to be capable enough to drive back Typhon on our own. But our latest battle with him might have gone differently if not for you.
Yeah, it probably would have. I mean, we're kind of hard carrying here. So what we want here is the special, and we got the special. So we're going to rarefy that. And the way that Moros plays is you charge up your Omega Special. Now you have Blitz activating non-stop pretty much. And if you hit your attacks that linger on the ground with your special, they explode in an AoE. That plus the Blitz damage means we are going to be melting enemies. We will need some way of sustaining our magic at some point through the run. But an easy magic boon will cover, like pretty much any magic restore boon will cover us in that front. Getting a bunch of levels on Blitz early is also amazing. So really we just want to go all in on Zeus and then get a decent attack boon that has either good base damage or good flat damage like Poseidon or Hestia especially. Ares does not appeal to me here. We'll go for the hammer first, I think. Hephaestus isn't bad. There's Poseidon. The one downside to Poseidon is he can push things out of our special attack, but I think we'll hold on to that for now. So let's fill in some slots. Let's go with the hammer first, because we're always going to want hammers. In most instances on a run, I always have a reason to want a hammer, because they just generally up our damage in some meaningful way. Some often devastatingly meaningful way, mind you. But Blitz, as a reminder to you, Kiwi, is a curse applied by Zeus that does a flat amount of damage every time it's activated. And the way it's activated is you do a minimum of 120 damage or wait 4 seconds. So as long as we're rapidly hitting, we're always going to be doing a ton more damage. Honestly, of these all, Leaden Blaze is definitely the better option, but having an additional projectile or specials orbiting faster, both of these are fine. I think I'll take orbiting faster because it'll make us apply Blitz more rapidly, so I think that works out better for this build. Most of our damage comes from the explosions on the ghosties from our attack once our special hits it. So, alright, so I don't want to take the Zeus room just yet, the main reason being I want to lock out core boons like the cast and, well, maybe not the cast. Zeus's cast is actually pretty phenomenal, so I wouldn't complain about having that on the build, but I want to lock out his dash or his attack, and if we're offered that, that's a wasted boon, you know? Or wasted potential, supposedly, possibly. So basically all I'm doing is I'm making sure everything has Blitz applied to it, and then I'm melting them down with our attack. Going for the max life here because we'll always need a bit more survivability on the overworld. Granted, we are running a relatively safe weapon in terms of playing from a distance, and I mean, it's not to mention its DPS potential is insane. Not going to complain about 30 extra magic there. That'll help us get a whole nother Omega cast out. Now we can do, or Omega special rather, which gives us a good solid way of basically 5 Omega specials, although we are burning through magic faster because of the Omega attacks that naturally come out while we're holding the attack button. I don't think I need more max magic, so probably Poseidon for his attack here, I feel. Could make an argument for Ares just because we are running a build where multi-hits are a thing, and we could go into Plasma with that. Honestly, if I'm not going attack and Hephaestus would offer a good defensive portal for us. I think let me go take Ares. Like, I will maintain that I'm not really impressed with Ares as a god in this game, but we do need to unlock his duo boons. We do need to make some progress with his story, so may as well take him in a run where I feel like it doesn't really matter if he's here, which is really sad to say, you know, like Ares is supposed to be the god of war, and yet out of all of the gods in this game, I find that he can definitely scale to something crazy, but he has a really rough early game, and even his late game compared to some of the other late game options from the gods that are on offer really just outcompete him.
Colossal Typhon is an even greater threat than I could have imagined, my kin. How envious I felt, hearing the tales of our elders fending off the father of all monsters. But now we all are witness to his wild rage firsthand.
And again, it's not to say that he is a bad god per se. He feels weaker compared to the other ones. He's still strong when he gets scaling, but let's see. I mean, that 20% damage on our attack feels terrible or sounds terrible. Mutual destruction, chance to deal triple damage if we're low, or this won't really help us much against. I guess I'll take mutual destruction for now because that could make us crit on our. It's effectively crit damage when you put it on paper because crits do 200% damage, which is 3 times more damage. from the base. So getting that and having a chance for it to hit on our lightning drops from Zeus, pretty solid.
See you in the
The thing is, even like Ares support boons feel relatively lackluster, but that kind of boon that we just got entices us to max out HP where we can. All right, we still don't have any core boons. I guess let me go for Poseidon's attack. I think Poseidon's attack is a reasonable option for this run. We'll go with that. And then I'll probably lock in Hef for survivability. Of the remaining gods, like, objectively speaking, Hestia would be the most amazing god on our attack, I think, because it's just Hestia. Hestia is always amazing. But I feel like there are so many runs where I want to play Hestia that I don't really need to play Hestia every run, and I feel like we want variety. So
My brother Zeus, he says you made it all the way up to our palace, niece, and sent the monster Typhon howling to the earth. Forgive my absence. All too many water bodies to defend.
all right, let's see. Flood gain. Flood gain isn't terrible for us since I'm not spamming the special too often. I might take that. Ocean Swell. We're going to burn through magic really fast if I take Ocean Swell, but it's not a bad option. Or early game Buried Treasure for 50% more gold. I can make an argument for either, but I think I'll take Flood gain just to cover our magic issues. Block in a magic gain boon. Again, it's every 8 seconds we don't use magic, but when you put it on paper, we're not going to be spamming our Omega special too often, so I think it'll be okay. It's mostly just it doesn't regenerate magic, it just prevents consumption, which is the one downside to it. All right, so we've got Zeus and Poseidon locked in already, and Ares, so we can take one more god. Why don't we lock in... Yeah, I don't think Hefi really works well with this build. He offers defensive tools, which are nice, but that's about it. Let's go take another Ares boon. I would take his dash and his cast are really underwhelming, but they're not... Honestly, I'm not going to be really building around them on this. I'm focusing on attack and special, so I don't mind locking in a core boon if it means we get a decent attack. I would honestly, let me hold out on the cast so I can maybe get that from Zeus, because it's really strong. All right, Ares, what have you got for us?
On my authority.
Stabbing Rush, Visceral Impact. After you take damage or a foe is slain, they drop Plasma, which makes us attack faster, or cut above. This actually could be decent. It's stronger than Ocean Swell. Your Mega moves also cause a Falling Blade to appear over each foe struck, but use 5 extra magic. We're going to need to max out our max magic at some point, but I think I'm going to take Cut Above, because we're going to be spamming Omega attack pretty regularly, and we're going to constantly be hitting enemies with our Omega special, so I feel like this could work. I might be mistaken about this, but I feel like the actual little bit of flat damage doesn't hurt necessarily. And honestly, more max magic, just lucking into that. We have gained a whole 60 max magic through this run already, which is a pretty sizable amount and probably more than I get in most runs, so not going to complain there. Plus we have the Centaur Arcana equipped, so we're going to keep increasing our max magic over the course of the run. All right, now we've got Zeus. I know I could reroll the doors, but honestly, I'm in the habit right now of just letting the game decide which gods I'm going to take in the early game. It adds more variety and keeps me from just spamming Hestia and Zeus for damage, Poseidon and Demeter for defense, or Aphrodite for a good, like, supporting god. All right, let's see what we get. Definitely don't want the attack. We did get his cast. I can't rarefy it, but it's still very solid damage, so I'm not going to complain about that. Storm Ring it is.
Greater might.
It's very good single target damage. It's not great for AoE, but there will be a build later on where it's still technically not AoE, but it feels like it is. And I won't spoil it, but one of my favorite weapons, and one of the strongest weapons in the game on the staff we have yet to unlock, really plays well with Zeus's cast, and I will leave it at that. I think it actually used to be bugged, and it made the cast, like, do more damage than it was meant to. I might be mistaken about that, but we only took 5 damage.
Barrier destroyed.
Maybe not total, but 5 damage coming out to... Ding ding. Coming out to Polyphemus. So pretty solid starting run. And we got a fish. Ooh, you know what? I can afford both of these. I'm going to take the palm, hope it hits the special. It hits Cut Above. Okay, so flat damage isn't terrible. Apollo is our final god. Honestly, not going to complain about having his dash here, or his attack is good base damage.
Something of a coin collector, isn't he? Well, once we're finished with old Kronos, all those gold crowns of his will be extremely rare collector's items.
All right, what do we get here? Blinding Rush or... Supernova would be nice for Zeus's cast, but I think objectively speaking, I'll take the sprint. We have a very reliable source for origination now. I would really like to see, I guess, who are my options now? We've got Poseidon, and that could apply Froth, so I guess I'd probably go for Poseidon's attack still. Of the 4 gods we have, I mean...
Fighter.
Mere mortals never could achieve such skill.
Both Charon and Homer are just absolutely glazing us for catching a fish. I appreciate it.
You're not particularly close with your brothers or sisters, are you? When you chance to visit us, Nemesis all but ignores you.
Siblings are complicated.
I know. It's just...
Alrighty, let's see how fast we melt this
Really?
Cyclops.
Oh, hey. I wanted to say thanks. Gave me a real zinger there last time, you know that?
Gonna give you even more of a zinger with all the zappy boons I got.
You're back. And you're grateful that I vanquished you earlier? You seem more the sort to hold a grudge.
I am. It's just, I hadn't had a good night's sleep in I don't know how long. After you knocked me out cold, I woke up feeling more refreshed than ever. And real hungry, too.
Well, we can feed you another zapper, zinger, whatever. So with this weapon, you basically, there's a sweet spot of positioning, and it's the extent of your Omega Special.
Come in.
As long as you are roughly the distance of your Omega Special from the enemy, not only are you going to always be popping your ghosties, you're always going to be a relatively safe distance away from enemies to be able to react to their moves. So it's a very solid way to play. You can already see we are doing a ton of damage. Whoop, hold on. Ah, shoot. I was locked into the charging animation of my Omega Special. We are unfortunately going to get... Oh, whoa, we popped him. That blitz damage is adding up really fast already. Okay, happy with that.
Sleep tight.
I have no idea if that whistle got actually picked up on the microphone. Well, probably didn't. It usually doesn't. Okay, so I want to point out that usually...
Once this was a pasture in which livestock grazed and roamed. Now little evidence of this remains. Only the mud and half-burnt vestiges of a more peaceful time.
Polyphemus should be tending to this place.
So I want to point out the fact that we are basically moving 2 times the pace of most of our other runs. Usually we
should switch.
are about halfway through a Fira at this point in a run. All right, so we don't need Zeus anymore. We've got Poseidon, we've got Apollo, we've got Ares. I think I'll take Poseidon and hope that we can double up on Froth with his attack. That'll give us the most damage overall, I feel. So Poseidon it is. And then we'll just take other supporting keepsakes for the rest of the run, most likely. I already took my fountain. I'm just prone to forgetting that for some reason. But yeah, we are basically traveling at double the pace. And that's, again, to point out the fact that Moros, we are only rank 2 Moros, and we are doing so much damage. We DPS real good with this. Real good.
Don't be afraid.
And we have distance for safety. I would say as far as like best weapons for newcomers to Hades 2 go, I would argue Mel's Staff maxed out would be really good for just spamming Omega Special with an Apollo boon. You're pretty well built with just that alone, honestly. If you're not going that route, then I would argue another staff that I haven't unlocked yet. We'll take the Poseidon boon first. I don't even care if I get a low rarity attack. I just want an attack. More so to apply, get origination proccing if I can. I do need to remember that to get origination going, I kind of need to depend on dashing through enemies, which I'm not prone to doing with this weapon. It also is a bit more of a risky situation because I'm getting close to enemies that I could otherwise be distanced from. All right. Rare attack, not bad. That should give us some damage. And even the thing is, it's pushing enemies away, which means I have to position a little bit more carefully. But it's still, oh, hello. It's still gonna do a ton of damage, and if they're in my cast, they're gonna get stuck. So I think we're fine. That actually played beautifully, and we got a rarity up. We got a rank up on Vivid Sea, so we actually get it activating a second time this run, which means hopefully we find Poseidon's Curse to activate Froth on our attack. I'm like, where are the enemies spawning in? Because I don't see them. But like, look at this damage we are already doing, and we have it barely even... We're just out of a Fira, and we don't have any like duos or legendaries or anything. A pretty solid build. That's why Moros is definitely another weapon. Like, if you like the Umbral Torches or want to learn the Umbral Torches, I think Moros is by far one of the best weapons you can learn. And then on top of that, there's, again, Mel Staff. For the axe, I'd probably argue Aspect of Charon is probably strongest for beginners. At least that's how it feels for me. Mel Axe just gives you, oh, hello there, big tentacly monster, just in time for Kiwi to arrive.
Mistaking it.
Odysseus has some kind words for you. All right, so despite his body being over there, Charybdis you actually fight by killing his tentacles, and only his tentacles. And it's a little bit of a silly boss, just fighting tentacles. And I would have preferred fighting the main body as like the final part of this fight, but the nice thing about it is if he's gonna just spam all his tentacles in close range to each other, I get a ton of Omega Specials off and blitz damage. Alright, once we get him halfway, he has this invulnerability phase that just wastes a ton of time. We're just gonna casually run away. Kiwi is feeding the kitties. Gnocchi will celebrate so greatly for Kiwi's kindness. I'm lucky I got through there without any damage. I really feel like I should have taken a hit there, honestly. Alright, I am finding Poseidon's magic regain a little bit underwhelming for this build, I would say. It does enough, but when we get into longer fights, it falls off, it seems. So I might want to either rank... I want to see if I can palm it once, or maybe level it up. That might do better. Or honestly, getting her... If we get a trade for Lucid Gain, that would be amazing. We don't get it. Self-healing this early in the run is probably a little overkill, but I mean, I'm not going to say no to free survivability. We only need one more Fire Boon, and between Apollo and only Apollo... Apollo's our only option for getting Fire Boons. I don't actually know if we have an option for getting more Fire Boons than we already have. There must be at least one more Fire Boon offered, so I'm going to take self-healing on the hopes that that's the case. All right. Another Ghosty. Oh, good. They're trying to really fill our grasp so we can get our next Arcana slot opened. I appreciate that. But yeah, what other weapons are really good? I mean, I could argue Aspect of Pan could be really good if you get...
The monster called Charybdis marked the doom of many unsuspecting ships, and in its ancient terror now despoils the sea-filled rift that has been slashed across the land.
How many ships have fallen to that thing?
I could argue that Aspect of Pan on the on the Sister Blades is probably the best option for them, but I would honestly just say newcomers avoid the Sister Blades. They are, I would say, the equivalent of the sword or maybe the Twin Fists in Hades 1, where they're really solid weapons, but they feel much harder for beginners, particularly the sword, I would argue, in that regard. The Twin Fists felt kind of brainless if you just went up and hit stunned enemies to death with it. But I don't know. Perhaps I'm mistaken, but I feel like the Sister Blades are a very not so beginner-friendly weapon. But of them, I would say Aspect of Pen is probably your best chance of having a good time. It certainly was one of my first wins in my early access playthrough, if I recall. I might be mistaken about that, but it feels likely. It is strong at what it does when it wants to do it. Ran face first into those projectiles, so inevitably I was going to take damage. All right. Would have really preferred this on the special, but could put it into Flood Gain just so that we have more magic regen, or I think I'll just stick to base damage, because if we run out of magic, our attack is what we're going to be depending on anyway, so, and it doesn't hurt. It's solid damage all around. I guess the one consideration would be if we get the Zeus Infusion boon, then it's kind of a waste, because that makes us hit a minimum of 50 damage each hit. So that might be overkill then. More max magic, not... Oh, I forgot, I have room rerolls, don't I? That was a waste. I do not need more magic at this point in the run, although arguably maybe I do, because it lets me attack longer despite the less lackluster performance of Zeus's magic gain. We took a lot of damage there. Oh well. Too late now. No point in re-rolling this, because minor rewards only re-roll into more minor rewards. You can't roll bones into, say, a palm or magic or HP. You can roll them into nectar or ash or... Well, that's it, basically. I don't think you can re-roll into story rooms either. Oh, hey there, Icarus. Good to see you. Man, we are melting things, and we're only at the very start. I feel like the next next hammer I would enjoy seeing is one that makes sure that our special lasts longer. I don't know if we've taken that one yet, and it would probably work pretty well for us. Oops. I was dashing into that before I could stop it. It was too late. I had hit the button as it was coming. There we go. Melting things. Nice fight. All right, where are you, Icarus? Oh, there you are. I'm like, is he coming? He's feeling it. He's feeling about it.
I saw huge plumes of fire shooting from the summit of Olympus recently. Thought the whole mountain was erupting. But on closer inspection, it was you, fighting someone. And then some deranged eagle chased me off.
That was Prometheus the Titan and his pet. He's turned against the gods and is personally leading the siege of Olympus. Claims to know the future and to fight for mortal kind, using the flames he stole from my family.
His pet eagle's name is Athos.
I didn't realize he'd broken free. What do mortals have to do with this whole feud with Kronos, anyhow? I thought all he wanted was his vengeance. Probably Prometheus as well.
I do wonder, like, Kronos is promoting the Golden Age. Would that actually benefit mortals more than the current reign of the gods? Let's see. Whenever you clear 7 encounters, you receive 10 HP and 2 random palms. Your special boon gains 3 levels, but you prime 35. Well, these two were pretty solid, but this is just a guaranteed 3 levels on the boon that we wanted to hit, so I'm gonna take that. 35 magic is not a problem when we just accidentally got more max magic than we strictly needed anyway. Granted, if we do get some of Zeus's, if we get a couple other prime boons, we're gonna be hurting for magic again, but I think it's worth it here. Because, I mean, look at that blitz damage right there. 200, and do we see 220? No, okay, Floodgate, not gonna complain about that, we need the magic. All right, come on, Poseidon, give us your... Okay, so I would love Water Fitness because that gives us a ton of survivability, but Slippery Slope is really what we need because now we're guaranteed origination, and that is really strong for us, so we're gonna take that. 50% more Froth damage. Your splash effects on Poseidon hit inflict Froth. Our attack has a splash effect. Therefore, we now have origination very consistently between our special and our attack, plus or minus our dash.
Oh, it's you!
It is me!
Sure is dark out there tonight, huh? Even the dead sailors on the rift look a little spooked. Maybe something's up?
There's fear in the air. You've defied the will of night too often, Eris. This time, I'm not here merely for Olympus, but for you.
Oh, she cometh for the Eris.
You're telling me Nyx put you up to this? Right. She never cared about me, and she's not about to start now.
You do kind of get the vibe that Nyx is the more aloof mother type, unfortunately, for her kids. Oh, okay, you're moving. Okay, lesson learned. Wow, Eris. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, well, we took a lot more damage than we strictly needed to, and now we took even more. I am actually within kill range for Eris, which is, after all the smack talking I gave her in the last run, that's a little bit embarrassing for me, admittedly. Where's she spawning? I mean, it's still a matter of just stay behind her. I just, she kept moving, so I couldn't do that. Don't know where she is. Reposition. All right. If I can pop her into next phase before she gets an attack off, awesome. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Gonna charge up my next Omega Special so we can get some hits in. And then oh, hello. Okay, we're fine as long as I stay behind her. And, well, I didn't stay behind her because the fire was zoning me and I played poorly. Oh, well, that's really a Death Defiance we did not need to lose this early in the run, but it's fine. We should finish her pretty quickly here. And as long as I don't waste another Death Defiance, I have nothing to complain about. Plus, I guess if Athena shows up, she could refund us our Death Defiance.
All right, I'm going. Bye.
I still think we're fine. Plus, if a shop shows up and offers us... Actually, I guess we don't have shops unlocked in the upper floors. Oops. Whatever. I still think we're fine. I just have to play a little bit smarter there. That was... I got a very rapid 40 damage taken for no reason, and so it is what it is. Me using... I'm talking with my hands here while I'm waiting for the loading screen. No one can see that, but I am. All right, what do we want here? I don't need any more Death Defiance-y type things here. Let's see. At this point, I forgot to give get Icarus's keepsake when he showed up, unfortunately. Don't need max magic. What would benefit the run at this point? Honestly, not a whole lot that I can think of. We don't have Dionysus's keepsake yet, so there's nothing to gain from that. We probably save Evil Eye for Typhon again so we can just melt him really quickly. We don't need another god keepsake. Apollo doesn't really offer us much, and Ares is whatever, so I guess Transcendent Embryo and hope we hit it lucky, maybe? Eh, sure, why not?
That one.
Chasm gained. Let's see what that does. Cast deal 41% damage on Zeus cast. Honestly, that's not a bad option. It hits so quickly, does a good solid base damage. If we get double strike from Zeus, even more so. So I'm not going to complain about that too much. That said, I do complain about how I approached this initial fight. I did not need to position myself so poorly. Remember, Omega Special, not base special. Go.
The very mountain groans and rumbles underneath the feet of the princess. Its stonework shifting, not unlike her father's realm.
Is it sad that between Ares and
Now that you mention it.
Hermes, I'd rather take Hermes, but I want Ares for like story stuff, so I'm gonna alter this, see if we get Zeus. We get coin, we get HP. Okay, Ares it is. Unfortunate, not very lucky there. But it's fine. It is absolutely fine. We have a very strong build. Between the two, honestly, what is his face? Hermes offers a lot more than Ares. If we can get a duo and check that off the list, that's awesome for us at this point. Blood Spree, Meat Grinder, Visceral Impact. After you take damage or a foe is slain, none of these are amazing. None of these are particularly good. I guess the chance of getting attack speed from Plasma is okay, but objectively speaking, these are all kind of awful. Blood Spree could keep us alive a little bit, but things hit too hard for it to really matter. So Visceral Impact it is. Like, Blood Spree would actually, Blood Spree would work for if we're fighting Typhon with the Strength card active, but I really don't expect myself to have Strength card active anywhere else in the run. So that's really the maximum strength it has, you know? Just filling the blank space with a greedy mining visit. But with that adamant, I do think we unlock a new aspect weapon potentially if we want to. The plasma also, because we kill so many trash mobs in the early fights, will give us a lot of attack speed early on. Let's see, you channel your Omega attack faster, your attacks fire farther and deal 30% more damage. I think, honestly... So, this doesn't really work great with Moros because it'll make our attacks go outside the range of the AoE, but it does give it more damage. I think I'm going to take Rising Helix. Our Omega Special doesn't really have much base damage because we're depending on all the blitz damage, but them growing larger means that we'll be able to hit things more easily with it potentially, and that does potentially mean we can fire off our attacks more rapidly, or pop or explode our attacks more rapidly. Between Selene and Poseidon, we'll just go Poseidon. At this, like, objectively speaking, I am burning through magic enough to very much warrant a Selene boon, like, so it's not the wrong choice per se. I feel like Poseidon is more fun here, and without really much room for Path of Stars showing up, it just probably kind of feels better. We do likely take this Chaos room, mostly because we have Chaos's keepsake, and we might get some fun little custom dialogue for rewarding us for using their keepsake while visiting. Also, they have things in their area that we want to collect in terms of like meta progression, so unless we're offered a better room option like a Dionysus room, I'd consider. Oh, hello, this is a lot of fun. Water Fitness, gain 45 HP versus your splash effects from Poseidon are larger and deal more damage to guardians. Triple the damage. Honestly, King Tide sounds amazing for this build, so we'll take it. I mean, I'm only doing one splash based attack, but still. So Apollo mini boss, Selene, or Chaos. In this instance, I almost feel more inclined to take the Selene room, but let's go Chaos. We've got meta progression goals to achieve. We have anything in here? Doesn't seem it. Okay. Oh wait, what am I? There are seeds right there. Duh.
Your ability to reach beyond the boundaries that the fates placed upon you proved inspiring to me. After some consideration, I discovered how to call upon you even from the surface of this world. I find it rather interesting there.
Okay, let's see. 62 max HP, really solid. Getting 4 of all the elements, really cool, but Akarnakods have no effect. Sounds kind of dicey, and more stuff from gathering tools is whatever. I'll take the lockout my cast, gain 62 HP. That gives us a lot of survivability, actually, and makes up for the 26 HP we consumed to get here, so I think it's worth it. I feel like turning off Arcana cards at this point will set me up for failure that I don't need. Oh gosh, well, that's my fault for standing point blank into a melee enemy. I was just sitting there waiting for it to happen too. That attack came out way faster than I could react to. But it's fine. It's still fine. These little, I don't actually know what these little automatons are called, but they get melted pretty quickly. And as long as we keep Plasma on the field, if I pick it up, I get a little bit more attack speed, a little bit more move speed, and I'm just zooming and... Wanted to rhyme with zoomin', don't have a good option. Zoomin' and a bloomin'? That doesn't seem... Oh, hey, Athena. Good to see you here. Get our bones.
It's her.
Don't think we have any things to collect, so... Alright, gimme.
Cousin, after much consideration, I admit the best plan that I have for stopping Typhon at this point is to rely on you. The next best alternative available would be most dire.
Stop building up this alternative and not telling us about it. I want to know what would blow up Mount Olympus.
Lord Uncle Zeus alluded to some force that could potentially defeat that monster, but bring great harm to Olympus in the process. Is that the alternative you mean?
Please explain. I want to know what it is.
It is. My energies, as you can see, are focused on repelling our enemy's forces here. But it seems I shall also have to dissuade my father from taking a catastrophic course, if but to buy you time. I'm counting on you.
I'm sure if you're aware of Greek mythology, what it is obvious, but I am not well enough. Let's see. Renewed Faith, replenish all spent uses of Death Defiance and improve their potency. Righteous Pike, use 90 magic, deal 150 damage, specials, deflect. Honestly, failing shot here would be amazing, but and they're all fire boons. I didn't even realize that. Okay, so we get self-healing now, which is amazing. I'm gonna take Renewed Faith.
A sudden surge.
It gives us survivability. It guarantees us the run. There is a mini boss Zeus room, which means we could get some really strong boons out of this that really synergize with our build. There are 3 boons that I'm thinking of that I want. Double Strike probably being the most objectively beneficial to the run overall. And then after that, I would say, if not Double Strike, Static Shock would be really fun, although it will lock us out of a 50 max magic, which could really harm the run if we aren't careful. And then the final one would be his Infusion boon, Air Quality, which makes all of our base damage do a minimum of 50, which between Static Shock and Froth, or our Poseidon attack, and our cast for that matter, we're gonna be hitting really hard. Plus with Double Strike, it scales really scary. All right, Zeusy, what you got for us? Lightning Lance, Static Shock, or Divine Vengeance. Out of all of them, I feel like I want Static Shock the least because priming another 50 magic seems rough for us on this at this point. And Double Strike is too strong, so I'm gonna roll once and see if we get it.
The fates won't mind.
Oh, we did get Double Strike, but we also got Killer Current. Your lightning deals more damage to froth afflicted foes by 30%. I mean, guaranteed 30% more damage versus a 15% chance to do double damage. I think this just objectively is better, and it's a duo, so it checks off a prophecy goal, so we take that. We've got plenty of coin, so I think we'll take the free Apollo boon. At this point, I guess just his Supernova would be okay. He doesn't realistically offer a whole lot that we want at this point. I could maybe make an argument for Perfect Image just for the damage up if we don't take damage, which most of the time we are not taking damage in this build as long as I play smart. So that's likely the route we're gonna go if he offers it. Oh, oops, right. Well, took damage from my own forgetfulness. Oh gosh. Ay. Calm it down there, sir. All right, a hit we didn't need to take, but nonetheless, pretty solid run. Pretty solid room. Extra dose, Perfect Image, Prominence Flare. Okay, we're not gonna use Prominence Flare. Perfect Image. You deal more damage until you take damage. 10% regenerates after 15 seconds if you get hit. I think objectively speaking, this is the better option. Extra dose is a bit of a scam in my opinion. It just 5% to hit twice with your attack is funny when it happens, but it only happens 1 in every 20 attacks. If you put that into perspective, it's objectively a little underwhelming. And I'll go for this. I could use the money. Not necessarily for this floor, but for the following floor. I used my cast again. Oops. Oh, goodness. Well, it's a good thing we took that Athena Death Defiance refund, didn't we? Oh, well.
Now to the matter at hand.
Let's see. Okay, between Magic and Hermes, I could roll this room and see if we get a god. There is a chance. Alternatively, max HP I would take. I don't think it's worth it. We'll go for Hermes here. Honestly, that's a mistake. I should have saved that reroll for the next floor because we have some guaranteed mini boss rooms, and I could have rerolled those to the gods that we want, particularly more Zeus. I really am just like passively trained to always use my attack or my cast, like defensively, offensively. There it goes again. All right. This is a bit of a scary area, and I would really enjoy having my cast for just safety reasons. Jeez. These projectile spammers are a bit of a problem for me. There we go. Okay. That was spooky.
The boon from chaos just took hold.
What did we get instead? We got, whenever you exit a location, restore 3 HP. So it's the Wayward Sun Arcana card, but now we have 2 of those, so we heal a fair bit.
Since you're getting close to a breakthrough there with Gramps and Typhon and whatnot, don't want to rush you, Em, but this is me. I just can't help myself sometimes.
I get it, Hermes. You're a speedrunner at heart. All right, between these, 30% more dash time, gain damage when slaying foes that lasts for 45 seconds, or travel deal which lets us buy more things. Honestly, I could use more dashing, I think, just for safety here. I seem to be base tanking a few more hits. I would go for that max HP if we weren't up against the shop. The shop is just, could give us max HP, could give us HP, could give us a palm slice, I guess. That above, okay, it really likes to hit that.
Which is lurking soon is to be caught.
Well, I can't complain too much here because we are getting another Zeus boon, which is fantastic for the run.
Olympus, I accept this.
All right, what do we get? Air quality, there it is. We do not have enough air boons, though. Arc Flash, therefore, is the better pick here. Damage from Omega moves immediately activates Blitz effects and makes them 30% stronger. So every time we hit an enemy with our Omega special, we reapply Blitz and we consume Blitz. It's kind of busted. And our Blitz right now is doing a rapid fire 200 damage before all of our damage modifiers hit it. So it's just
the might of the heavens.
Kind of genuinely incredible, I think. a strong quality, I think.
Perhaps your so-called Master Kronos wants for you to fail. To suffer more than you already have. He seeks vengeance on the gods for overthrowing him before, when you were their ally.
I don't seek my master's forgiveness nor assume his loyalty. Alliances are born of shared goals, perhaps ideals, whereas the gods and I are at cross purposes.
That first bit of this commentary by Prometheus is really cool. I really do like that. I neither seek my master's forgiveness nor assume his loyalty. We are fighting together because we have a shared goal and perhaps ideals, but I have no other expectations of this relationship. Truly a partnership made with personal interests in mind.
Because they punished you for crimes you knowingly committed? What else could they have done after you deceived them and took from them?
I took nothing. Fire spreads, burns anything that stands in its path. The gods sought to imprison it, but I set it loose. Now at last, we each are free, and burning still.
I wonder if Hestia was in favor of giving fire to the mortals or against it, because it feels like you could go either way with Hestia on that. She definitely is a little bit fire happy. Okay, that took a lot of damage, but self-healing is adding up. Self-healing does so much healing. Can we phase him here? We cannot. Okay. Oh, we did. We actually got him phased there. Okay.
First, followed by the top.
No. 2, 1. Oh no, I forgot where I needed to go. Okay, we're good. I dropped my cast there for safety because I was focusing on what Prometheus was saying rather than what I should have been focusing on, which was the actual fight. Watching. Looks like you took a lot of damage there. Oh goodness, we have to fight with Bird. Okay, good, we don't have to fight with Bird. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, easy. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Woohoo! That was every now and again you get a pattern that's easy to remember, and he's just gonna let us melt him here. Oh gosh, there's a bird. There's a bird. Ah, bird. Ah, foot. Also not great. Turns out my weakness, Kiwi. Feet and birds. Better worry me. I didn't realize that feet also have birds attached to them sometimes.
The famous wrath of Olympus. It cannot easily be stopped, you see.
There we go. Okay.
All according to plan.
So again, looking at the clock, we are having such a fast run relative to everything that's happened. Like, I might actually have an episode in this playthrough that's under an hour. Is that possible? Is that allowed? That I win, speaking of.
Not even the intense heat rising from the mountain's central hearth can entirely dispel the chill here in the air. A gathering storm, not wrought by gods, but something else.
Something friendly?
Friendly would be nice. I guess I have to ask the question, which is my favorite weapon? Because Moros is definitely up there, but is it actually my favorite weapon?
Iris.
I'm trying. I feel like I haven't played enough with the weapons to really have a final decision on that. We'll think about it once I'm pushing more heat. All right, so the question is, I have both my Death Defiances? I do. So I think we'll take Evil Eye for the 20% more damage on Typhon, honestly. I don't feel like we need Lucky Tooth here, where I said that the last run and we almost threw it because of that, but
what happened here?
I am better set up to play safe on this one than the last run, because what was I even running the last run? I know I had to go into melee distance at least some number of times. Oh, you know what? It was Witch's Staff. I didn't. I objectively did not, but I did anyway. I see you coming at me. Really? That hit me. That still hit me. Really? Oh my. Oh, well, there's a nice solid 40 damage taken in one room. Thankfully, we do have that. So when we remove the Chaos keepsake, I do believe the boon that we get from them persists forever. It's locked in. Yeah, so it's locked in. So we're going to gain 6 HP every time we exit a room, which, objectively speaking, heals back a small amount of the damage taken. But we also have self-healing, so I guess there's that. All right, be ready for this. Most of these things are not that threatening. It's mostly just there's so much going on, and I am creating so many things in the area too. Between Apollo and Ares, I guess I'll go for Ares because maybe we get a duo from him. And again, this is a run where this is a run where I don't mind taking Ares, and other runs where I have to be mindful of what I take more carefully. It's just, oh goodness, well, I sure do take a lot of damage. That was avoidable. That was my fault entirely. That was also, wow, okay. I am playing this fight terribly. Wow, okay. There's still a chance we get a Death Defiance in the final shop. I just need to play a little safer. When I see him charging, I focus on dodging and using my cast out of my dash, and I should be safe. Like, we have the damage. I just need to learn to time my dodges better in this game, I think. Alrighty, well, we DPS fast, but we are a bit of a glass cannon still.
So they say.
Alright, Ares, what have you got here? Excellent.
Apollo here claims he was first amongst our family to reach you thus, my kin. Perhaps if I had in his stead, this all could have been well over by now.
Oh, come on, Ares. You've never been big on bringing conflicts to an end. Probably why you showed up so late to this one. But you saw how great a time the rest of us were having and just had to get involved.
So they are half-brothers. Who's the mom? Anyway, let's see. I do not have enough for Rallying Cry. Blood Spree doesn't do anything for us. Cutting Edge. Your falling blades from areas drop 1 additional time in succession and deal air damage in a larger area. So that does 50% more damage on the boon that's accidentally got palmed 3 times. So that's 210 damage every time we Omega attack or hit our Omega special. That actually scales really well with this build. I'm not going to complain about that at all. All right. Let's see how it performs, though. I'm curious to see if, like, it ends up topping the damage charts. It very well could. That's the funny thing. Did not see that projectile at all. Like, there are so many things that can hit me on these maps. Alrighty. Next floor should give us our second mini-boss. I saw that guy charging and I thought he was gonna get caught on the edge, but he just like rerouted his course to closer to me. All right. He can't really do much here unless I dash right into his melee range, but we're fine, we're fine. There are 2 things to collect. I didn't even see that. It was hidden behind the railing there. All right, so a high-tier Poseidon or Palms that could hit a lot of things that I don't strictly need or want. We'll go for Poseidon here. Another duo would be funny. We don't strictly need it. Funny that ever since we lost that one run to the eye just keeps showing up non-stop. But, I mean, look at this. We just kite backwards and obliterate this thing's HP bar, I think, maybe, kind of. Well, oh my goodness, 45 damage in 1 hit. Wow, okay, gotta be mindful of that. This is, I guess I've been spoiled by running Strength card on my personal playthrough for so long that I've forgotten how hard things hit at base. And man, we haven't even tried Vow of Scars. Imagine having to deal with this level of damage with it being doubled. Like, it's disgusting how much damage enemies in Overworld do. I think we finish him here, though. Like, gotta bail out so I don't get hit by the AoE it drops, and then we just finish the eye really, really quickly here. Yeah, we're basically a glass cannon. Would benefit from Demeter or Hephaestus after all on this run, but I'm pretty happy with the gods we took. It's turned into a funny build. All right, Hydraulic Might, Geyser Spout, or Ocean Swell. We can afford Ocean Swell now, but we really do not have a good way of managing magic, so maybe it's not worth it. It's only 60 extra damage, although it does apply Froth and possibly trigger Froth. And it would be affected by Poseidon's Legendary, so I guess it's solid. This would be good to like speed through the first phase of basically everything, though. I think 150% damage on the attack and special, where the bulk of our damage is coming from. If we can phase Typhon really quick, would be really good for us, honestly, so I'll take that. All right, what's our freebie here? Oh, hey, Death Defiance. I'll take that for sure. Wow, they gave us 75 HP here.
All right, fish.
Assuming I buy all of it, which I definitely am. Fishy, fishy.
On the hook.
Storm Gullet.
I've got a Storm Gullet.
All right, so we don't get anything too exciting per se.
Some scarce deliveries risked by swift Hermes represent what aid the gods can finally provide unto the princess of the dead, now that the summit of Olympus lies before her.
But when we look at it objectively,
Whatever I can get.
a Death Defiance heals what, like 60% of our HP? And we just got 75 HP on top of that. Here's Poseidon to give us, what is it? His water infusion boon, which I'm forgetting the name of. Right? Darn it. I thought I could call it. Oh well. I can't reroll any of this, and none of this is that crazy. But I guess I could heal off of buried treasure, so I'll take that. I don't really want to pry more magic than I already have.
Excellent.
So that healed us a little bit. I can't afford anything with that coin other than the armor. But we got 40 armor, 75 HP, a Death Defiance. They are tanking us out here.
Typhon around a bit, but he's still plenty mad. Isn't there something you or Heck can do to make him maybe go away for good?
If by make him go away for good you mean have his whole existence flash before his many eyes before he's finally destroyed, then yes, that's in the works. But it may take some time.
Oh, great. Can't do things quick if they don't take some time. Well then, don't let me keep you from your research. See you later, Em.
Can't do things quick if they don't take some time. Hermes speaks in oxymorons in classic speedrunner fashion, I suppose. All right, so we've got some wasted gold and even more gold to waste now, but it's fine. I think we just go in and we try to melt Typhon as quick as possible with our attack with the Hydraulic Might active for those 10 seconds, and then we play safe afterwards. Because I think we can probably burst him down through first phase almost immediately with Hydraulic Might bumping our damage up as much as it is. Granted, we're a fixed damage build, which means most of our damage is not actually coming from our attack or special, but like look at all these damage numbers. I make a special off and just keep popping blitz on him. Look at that, we phased him already. Crazy. Yeah, we have pretty amazing DPS, not gonna lie. Up, there's something coming. Bail out, bail in. Like I've said before, Moros' damage potential is not to be laughed at. I still don't know if I'm committed to the idea of it being my favorite weapon. I think overall I like spamming on the Ardent Skull more than I like playing with the Umbral Torches or the Umbral Flames, but that doesn't mean it's still not one of my favorite weapons, and objectively a crazy strong weapon. In terms of consistency of enjoying the aspects, I suppose maybe I could argue that, whoop, hello.
Already forget about last night, monster.
I could argue that the Umbral Flames has more consistency in my enjoyment, I suppose, because when I look at it from that perspective, it is a matter of I play better. All of the weapons have something that works for me. Okay, we already faced him again. Like, we are melting his HP bar. The only downside here is we're depending on Poseidon's magic regen for gaining magic back, which is pretty slow. But it's fine. Get out the... Oh gosh, that splits. Okay, well, there goes perfect damage, but like, look at how much damage we are doing. And all those red numbers, I believe, are from Ares' boon, so I think, honestly, Cut Above is absolutely doing work here, taking 70 damage in a hit. Can we kill Typhon without losing a Death Defiance? We are above 75 HP, so I can survive one... Never mind. As long as I... Oh, well, hold on. Come on. Come on. I know we can do it. We can pop him here. Come on. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Moros is busted. Moros is so strong. And keep in mind, this is only rank 2. We're at 15% special damage increase. It goes up to like 70% or 90. I think Medea is 90%. I think Moros is only 70, but still kind of busted. Let's see, what did the most damage? Poseidon, Waves, and Blitz. So unfortunately for Ares, he did not outperform, which isn't really a surprise given the nature of this build, but it still must have done a solid damage. It's probably number 6 right here, but yeah, our first sub-hour clear of the overworld, and possibly our first sub-hour video if I don't yap too much in the town. So let's see, what are we going to honor here? We are going to honor Aspect of Moros for its first run, Wave Strike and Blitz Strike for sure, or Heaven Flourish rather. And then I think we honor... This was funny, but I don't think it's incredible. Self-healing was good for survivability, but again, not incredible. Poseidon's King Tide for sure. Killer Current. Anything else I think that really deserves it? I could make an argument for Hydraulic Might. Arc Flash, there we go. Okay, pretty solid run. Fine, let's give Cut Above with his duo. It's fine. Pretty solid run, very strong run. Moros is definitely one of the weapons I will run when I just want to win.
Closer to disintegration of monstrosity.
And excellent, Evil Eye ranked up too. Yeah, so basically, the weapons that I consider guaranteed wins for me in most instances, I mean, nothing's ever guaranteed with me, honestly.
Family on the mountain. Let me pass.
I get cocky and then I get punished, of course. But Moros, probably Eos, probably Base. Honestly, any of the Umbral Torches except for the hidden one, which I haven't unlocked to know what it is yet. Mel's staff, another staff that we haven't unlocked yet.
Gygaros may take a little while.
So 2 of the staves. Aspect of Pan is kind of more hit or miss for me because it really depends on you using your cast offensively. And similarly speaking, Aspect of Charon on the axe. Oh, hello, Demamimeter.
Oh, Flower, it's truly you. Forgive me, we must maintain decorum here, but I am very pleased to see you here before me, rather than within the dimness of a boon.
Lady Demeter, the honor is mine. I know that everyone's preoccupied contending with the siege, and it couldn't have been easy for you to be here now.
Please call me grandmother, although perhaps not here. I was furious to have missed you when you visited before, and was not about to let that reoccur.
So
But you cannot stay, can you?
I know in Hades 1 we called her the crunchy old snow lady in as a nickname, but I feel like in this game I'm a little less spiteful about her showing up, so maybe we give her a more endearing nickname. I just have to come up with it. Dememembitor is fun to say, but I don't know if I'm going to say that reliably. I want something in similar cadence to Sandpappy, but calling her Sandma doesn't seem right because she doesn't use sand, and snow doesn't sound like it would play with that as well. I'm sure Kiwi will come up with something very chaotic not too long from now, and I'll bring it with all the chaos of my commentary in a coming episode, I'm sure.
Unfortunately not. With Typhon dealt with for the moment, I had best be getting back. I'm so grateful to have met you like this. Shall I see you again?
If the fates have any mercy in their hearts, then yes.
I don't know, based on yesterday, the fates definitely had some mercy, but they definitely took a toll on me yesterday.
It's good to see you, Sunshine, but you'd best speak to Father first.
For context, I had to reinstall all of Steam and hope that my cloud files were still saved. It just, for some reason, Steam stopped working in its entirety.
How my lord husband scoffed when first I brought forth that perhaps this deadly witch niece of his, raised from infancy to vanquish time itself, could also be of benefit against the Titan siege. Glad I won that out.
It feels weirdly condescending to be called the deadly witch niece, not gonna lie.
Hera, of course we reached agreement on that matter, else my good niece would not be here now. Though tell us, Melenoi, what news of a lasting solution to our predicament? Typhon shows no interest in turning away.
Might I suggest more Zeus spoons?
We're getting closer to something. It's very likely that the means we use to rid ourselves of one of our great foes shall be the key to ridding ourselves of the other, though we have not achieved those means as yet.
You hear that, Zeus? The greatest inconveniences we face may be resolved at once. We so like doing things efficiently.
I don't know, the way they wrote Hera and the way she talks just gives me a very, like, she is talking down to everyone kind of vibe. And I respect it. I absolutely respect it.
You need but tell us what else must be done to facilitate this outcome, Melenoi. Olympus stands at your disposal here.
Please hold out as long as possible, for your blessings and support are invaluable. One way or another, I'll be back as soon as I can. Kronos may have reawakened Typhon, but that same power could unravel him.
May it be thus. We'd ask you take your time, my dear, but there's no telling how much we can spare. Nevertheless, tread carefully, and we shall be awaiting your return.
Like, there she sounds a bit warmer, but, like, a lot of her commentary always sounds weirdly condescending. Weirdly condescending, weirdly talking down at us sort of vibes. And to, like, most of the people she also interacts with. Maybe it's just a defense mechanism that she's had to build up with the sheer numbskullery of Zeus.
You truly think we'll soon get blasted Typhon well out of our way for good? That'd be a welcome change.
If we can rid ourselves of Kronos, then we should be able to rid ourselves of the father of all monsters too. And I've not been training all my life for this only to fail now.
Well, remind me never to get on your bad side, Sunshine. You ready to head home? Always good to see you, though I'd best get back to singing so that everyone stays calm. Should help you get home.
I appreciate your singing, Apollo. I hope it does keep people calm and that no one up here is like, this is annoying.
We're getting closer, everyone. Please stay safe. Return to Shadow now.
I do wonder, of all the gods, who would be the most likely to complain about the singing? At first glance, I would say Artemis, because she likes to keep to herself, but she also enjoys singing, so I think she'd actually do a duet with him.
We require.
Rhinos? My good froggy?
I'd see the palace of Zeus with my own eyes.
You know, I'm kind of sad about the...
I'm back.
I'm now realizing this. At the rate we're going, we're going to beat the game before we even get to play a game with Phrynos, which is really sad.
Everything all right, Dora? Any new hauntings need evaluation or anything?
I'm fine. It's just, I think I've hit a bit of a slump is all. Happens, right? I'll get over it.
Slumps are rough, Dora. Hang in there.
Good.
All right, we completed a prophecy. Let's see. Shadow of Doom. The daughter of the god of the dead shall somehow surpass each of the fierce wardens awaiting beyond her realm. So, okay, we fought all the mini bosses and now we get 8 moon dust. Not gonna complain about that.
Getting somewhere.
Is this what you want, Eris? To have our aimless clashes, only then to sneer at one another here again and again? Such a worthy cause.
Who are you to say what makes a worthy cause? 'Cause yeah, I happen to be quite all right with everything.
It's genuinely been a real blast.
Sarcasm or genuosity? I can't. Is genuosity a real word? I don't. Okay, Kiwi's shaking her head. No. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean. Whatever.
You're unbelievable.
Sincerity. Sincerity. Sarcasm or sincerity? Not sure which.
I wonder, did the weavings of the fates foretell that I would knock the father of all monsters down the mountain last night? He didn't see it coming, at least.
No, not as such. The weavings of the fates tend not to be precise in their detail, which I know can make them a bit confounding. But I salute your victory, Princess. I'd like to think that I foretold it, even if the fates did not.
You knew I'd vanquish Typhon.
I had a feeling.
I had a feeling.
Welcome you.
Alright, any new incantations? No. And none that I can... Oh, Frozen Lifespring, heck yeah. Okay, we'll definitely take that. Reveal a hidden chamber within Mount Olympus where you may restore some HP in quiet solitude. Life-giving waters flow through the mountain, gathered in hidden aqueducts forgotten by even the gods.
Askion Kataski. So moted.
So moted be. I could always go for a tall drink of water in the halls of Olympus. I don't know why that voice was necessary for that, but it was necessary for that.
Did it again.
Oh, I'm not forgetting this time. Take my nectar.
Hey, Odysseus. Got you something here I wanted you to have. For always keeping an eye out.
Goddess, your presence alone is all I could ask. Though if you're in a giving mood, then perhaps you'll accept a small gift from me in turn.
Your trusty knuckle bones. Thank you.
Alright, so the knuckle bones is a really good keepsake.
So there you were, alone atop the rain-soaked mountain, when out of the dark came a roar so deafening it shook Olympus to its roots. And with it came Typhon himself, more vengeful even than before. What then, Goddess?
I did the zappy zappy and splashed him with water.
We fought. I prevailed. Oh, blast. I was supposed to weave a yarn. He kept trying to crush me with his chin, but I evaded and clambered to the top of his head, where I drove the sister blades Lim and Oros into his brain.
Have we actually... Was our first run of the overworld with Pan? Because if that's the case, then I guess that was actually what happened. But I like I did a zappy zappy and then splashed water on his face better.
Oh, quite gruesome at the end there. I like it. My only criticism, if I may, is that all too many tales involving huge monstrosities resolve that way. What if he were to swallow you whole, only for you to cut yourself out of his gullet?
Zappy zappy, splashy splashy.
I was just getting to that part.
Did I not plant anything before the last run? Oops. That's embarrassing. Okay, we're going to double up on Nightshade because we really need a lot of Nightshade for several things. Not least of which aspects, not least of which incantations. Just a lot of reasons to want it. He looks so cozy. Okay. Nem is out.
Nemesis must have a head start.
We apparently still need to wait on the moon dust there, so nothing from Broker. We didn't actually talk to Hecate yet, did we? Oops.
Entropy is the last reagent we require for the dissolution of time. But where am I supposed to find it? I found no trace as yet, even from Typhon.
Where are you supposed to create it is the correct question to be asking. A powerful enough force must be put entirely to rest. Do you catch my meaning?
We need Hypnos.
I believe so. Back to the surface then.
Never mind then. Okay, nothing here that I want. All right, let's go say goodnight to Skelly and see if I can still somehow manage to end this episode in the next minute and a half and have a sub-hour playthrough.
Hey, would you attest to my disciples that I've taught you a great deal when it comes to fighting Typhon? They've been getting a little unruly, and you'd be doing me a favor.
But, Commander, you've not told me anything about him. Ah, I know what this is. You wish to see if I would stoop to speaking falsehoods merely because I was asked.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm asking real nicely. Come on, young one, would you just do this for me here?
Poor Skelly.
I'll not bring shame upon us both.
Mel's sincere, because I know that word now, innocence
You were all the way up at the summit, weren't you?
Even best laid plans fall apart when it comes to that, Skelly. Sorry.
No more despair, good shade.
Mel's a good girl, and you can't corrupt her. Anyway, Kiwi, we've got 30 seconds on the clock. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you. I'll figure out how the next run goes in another episode. Rest well. I'll see you soon.
Surprise, I'm back.
Woo, sub hour.